the other colleges were already. So I think that, and call me crazy, but I think he's trying to leverage and see how much he can get, and then I think he ends up at Ole Miss.
Okay. All right.
That's what I
think. All right.
Okay. So those that are joining us live, thank you for joining us live, and you guys are on the back end. But Coach Wood makes mistakes from time to time, and Coach Wood has made a mistake, and we didn't even go live, fellas, but now we are live. So what we're gonna do? Because I want to give. It's raw. We live. I want to give this the proper intro because y'all missed one hell of an intro, but we professionals. We're gonna back it on up for you. So fellas, we're gonna start this. We're gonna run it back. Coach said, "Do the drill again," and we're gonna run this baby back. All right, you guys, we are live, and some of you guys have been with us, but some of you guys are joining us right now, and you are right on time because we have an amazing show lined up for you guys. This is somebody that I seen running through my defense when I was at the University of Colorado as a young pup. This is somebody that had a cannon arm. I mean, everybody in the defensive room glued to their seat watching the film, getting ready for Kansas State. He is a Kansas State Hall of Famer, soon to be College Football Hall of Famer, 1998 Player of the Year in the Big 12, Newcomer of the Year 97, and then also you guys went on to the NFL and had a career. Amazing player. We, of course, have Q, the guru, back with us after his fresh vacation in Mexico and having his tequila shot and his toes in the stand. What's going on, Q?
Man, what's going on, Coach, man? Hey, Mike, appreciate you coming on, man. And, hey, this for y'all who are tuning in that do not know, Cam Newton did not put Blinn on the map. This man did. Okay. I want to let that be known.
Absolutely.
I want to let that be known. Hey, 7 in my line. Hey, people think it's Cam. It was this man was before Cam. This man right here put Blinn on the map. Don't get it twisted.
2 times, not 1, 2 times.
Appreciate it.
Okay. So we starting off the locker room show, clearing the air for anybody that had any question. This man is the GOAT when it comes to some college football. Now, I see a couple people on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, sir.
There you go. You're coming back. Come back with us.
There's the show link. There you go. Right there is the show link in the comments. So if you're on the backstage, hit the comment show link. You can come on the other side. But we see that we already got some people live with us. We want to get right into the show. So thank you, 7, for joining us. Once again, this is somebody that was a record setter at Kansas State and really changed the game. This was back when the Big 12 was the #1 conference in college, and he was the king, y'all. So let's go right into our topics. If you're joining us for the first time, the Locker Room Show is about serving the athletes, the parents, and the coaches that want to know more about this industry and want to rise to the top. So we cover the topics, guys. You see them down there. This one is obviously hot news. Been talked about this is young Arch Manning, who has decided, you guys, to go to the University of Texas. The University of Texas is going to land the Manning services. I've got some interesting thoughts on this because obviously the Manning family has a brand, a Hall of Fame brand and a Super Bowl caliber brand. And of course, Mike, our resident quarterback, has his thoughts on this too. So when we talk about this, Mike, do you think this was just a football decision? Because Texas hasn't been that hot that lately, and Sarkisian can be a little bit up and down. Or do you think this is a bigger branding Manning type decision?
I definitely think it's a bigger branding decision because we all know the deal now with the NILs and how things are working out, and we know student athletes are picking and choosing where they can make the most money at an early age. Not mad at them, go if you can get it, go get it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But I think at this time right now, this is a great opportunity not only for Texas because Texas has been struggling. So now Texas, if you look at it from this aspect, they have a guy who everybody knows of, and that's Arch Manning. They have a guy who's really highly been recruited. So now the attention goes to Texas. If he stays at Texas, can he win at Texas? Can they get enough people around him? Is he the guy for Texas, or is it the guy who came in from the other quarterback that transferred?
Yeah,
from
Quinn
Ohio
Ewers.
State?
Yeah.
So now there's all kind of ways you can look at it. What does Quinn think? How does Quinn feel? Quinn thought he was a guy. Now all of a sudden, you got Manning coming in.
Yeah.
There's power in that name. There's
It is.
brand. There's brand with that name.
It is.
So now you got a bigger problem in Texas than you thought because who leaves? And like I said earlier, my gut is telling me that, the Mannings don't need the money. But there's a situation right now where you're saying, okay, let's see what all Texas can offer us, and let's see who matches that.
Yeah.
And whatever Texas offer, Ole Miss is going to match. He's going to go to Ole Miss.
Okay, so I didn't think of it like
you
that.
Heard it, you heard it here, folks. Yeah, you heard it.
So hey, you heard it here. Big Mike says they're using it. They're that smart that they're using it as a leverage play. Q, talk to me a little bit. I mean, they already got a stronghold in Mississippi. They already got a stronghold in Tennessee. Obviously, New York, Indy. Do you think they really want to plant that flag in Texas? Or do you think that, like Mike says, maybe a little bit fugazi going on?
Hey, Seven could be right. He could be right because it's a Manning. That name comes with top dollar automatically.
Yep.
Now, the good part about it is, Mike, as you know, because you had such an explosive offense. Is now you got all the 5-star receivers, 4 and 5-star receivers wanting to come there too. So that's a great thing. You got you got 4 and 5-star offensive linemen. They ready. They got the syrup out ready to pancake, baby. So
absolutely,
it's like, and you're gonna have a couple of 1,500-yard horses behind you, because everybody wants to be a part of that Manning. They want to be part of that situation. You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna have some killers that are reconsidering or jumping in that portal even to try to get the Austin. Man, I'm telling you.
Absolutely. Now, what if they all jump in that portal and then the star jumps out?
Hey, and that can happen too.
Now
that can happen too.
You stuck, right?
That can happen too.
Now there's a real huge problem in Texas. But at the end of the day, I've actually watched film on him. When you're a football player, you got to deal with haters all over. Haters that stand behind and when you never meet, but they have an opinion, and everybody has their opinion. But at the end of the day, I truly think that they're going to make the best business decision. And wherever he lands at, if he stays in Texas, you got athletes around you. Now your game has to be through the roof from day one. From the first time you throw a pass at UT to one of those 5-star receivers, you better be locked and loaded. You better be ready.
I'm telling you.
Because if you don't pan out, it could be a great
Texas.
story.
It's
Texas. It's Texas, and Texas is big. If you don't pan out, you find yourself looking for another job, coaching staff as well, because this is a big move. You bring attention to the school when the school is down right now. So that attention, you better be able to perform as well.
Yeah, because the school needs it. They've been searching for that
They
taste in
definitely
their
need.
mouth.
Yes.
Their
Yes.
Vince left them. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
And they
Yes.
haven't had
Yes.
that taste since Vince left.
Yes.
And they
Right.
need that.
Right.
They need
Yep.
that
They
in
need it.
Austin,
They
man.
need it.
So yeah, this will be huge.
Yes, most definitely.
Hold on, Sam. Oh, we done lost 2-3, folks. He'll be back with us. He'll be back with us. Get on to this next subject. But for those of you that are tuning in, we apologize for any technical difficulties. We'll get it going for y'all. But again, Mike, man, thank you so much for being on, man. We're gonna get this going here in a sec.
Sorry about that, fellas. Having a little bit of technical difficulty. Hopefully,
you looking like you in Mexico.
Come on, 2-3.
I know what's going on. They're trying to block the greatness. But we're gonna make it happen anyway. So, hey, fellas, we're on to our next topic, and this is another big one, man. This is Rock Nation COO is now the Big 12 commissioner. We're all former Big 12 players. And obviously these conferences are trying to get creative to make some money and make some things happen and get some notoriety. So what's your feelings on this? Let's start with you, Q. Do you think they should be pulling people from outside of sports to run these to be the commissioner? Or you think it's wherever you can get some business people?
I mean, you need business people is fine, but I feel like that you do need somebody in the mix that knows something about the game, especially a commissioner. That's some big shoes to fill, man. That's big boy pants, and you need to know something about the game. This conference, has only been around since 95. So relative to the other conferences, man, I mean, it's a super new conference still, the Big 12, although it's, on top of the world, especially at the time we were in school. So it could pan out. I don't feel like it's the best decision. But be it that, the Rock Nation, that's entertainment. That's what we really are, fellas. We entertainers, so maybe they were looking from that angle and, can get this conference, man, going and back up to par what it once was.
Great point. Mike, what you think? You think that the Big 12 is on its way out and they're just grappling, or do you think that this is a wise move?
Well, I think it's a wise move just for the fact that, Rock Nation, everybody knows Rock Nation. We know what they do and what they've been doing and what they're going to continue to do. But if you really break it down from a player standpoint, I want somebody that's been in the fire. I want somebody that's taking hits, giving hits, caught passes, scored TDs. I want somebody that can understand me from the playing side. But I get it. I get it. I know what they're doing. I know the direction they're going. Is it a power move, or are we just reaching for something right now? We just want somebody to take control of it and lead us in a different direction. But as a player, you always look at somebody that's been through that fire, because we speak the same language. You know what I'm going through. You know how I'm feeling. You know what it feels like to be inside of a locker room. You know what it feels like to have blood, sweat, and tears. So I'm always wanting somebody that's been there, done that. But hey, this is something new. It could spark some, and all other conferences may try to go that direction. We don't know yet, but what I do know is that for me, I want somebody that's been out there on the gridiron with me that can truly understand what goes on.
Yeah. That's a great point, man. And some of these conferences are just trying new things. This is the era where everything flies, you guys. I see some of our good people. I see Jennifer coming in and she says, that's right. I see Mama Cindy says, I'm ready to go. We also got Mama Victoria in the house. She says, I'm back. Missed a couple weeks and looking forward to tonight's locker room show. So this is going down. We got the family, we got the friends, we got the players, we got the teammates, and that's all we need. So the next topic, you guys, is one that definitely caught my attention. We got a young superstar that just got drafted high to the New York Giants, and that's Kayvon Thibodeau, California kid. And the great Michael Strahan says, hey, I've been feeding into this kid. I've been showing him some love, telling him what to get ready for. Interesting that he ended up in New York, So talk to me a little bit, Seven. And I know you guys are both Seven, but I'm talking about quarterback 7 right now. How much of this do you think goes on where guys that are former NFL players, current players, reach down to college guys?
Well, me personally, honestly, I think it's a great thing because, like I said before, you got somebody reaching out to you that's been in that fire and has been burned before and has made great plays and has been around the world and back and has seen the ups and downs, understand the business side of the game.
Yeah.
But a lot of people look at it different and say that, okay, is he recruiting? You know, how did he end up in New York?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got Strahan. Strahan was a New York great. So let's dig a little deeper and see what's really going on. But from a player standpoint, coming into the league, you would want somebody that's been there, that's done that. You don't want just average guy coming in and giving you advice, and that advice don't work, and then a year later you find yourself looking for another job. So I honestly think that that's big time because a lot of former players, once you lead a game, you lead a game. And some of us don't want to be bothered with the game. Some of us don't watch the game. But the ones that keep reaching back, those are the ones who I say, they go above and beyond because it's actually more than a game. And anytime you can get a chance to reach a young African-American guy, especially this day and age now, then I'm all for it. So I definitely think it's a great move for Strahan. It's a great move for the young man to listen to what Strahan brings to the table. And if he can play like Strahan and do what Strahan has done in his career, then it's a win-win for both sides.
Facts.
Definitely.
Yes.
Facts.
Q,
Facts.
on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think these young players are at, whether it's college or pros, as far as realizing the value of a mentor? 10 being the highest.
You know what? I'd say overall maybe about a 7. It's a lot of them out there that especially these kids, that you've been a 4 or 5-star recruit coming out of high school, you balled out in college. So you get to the league and it's like mentally, man, nobody can tell you nothing. And you don't understand all the potholes that can come along. I know all both of y'all remember for sure. A lot of y'all tuning in might remember, Ray Lewis got jammed up in that case, and that could have went all the way left.
Yes.
He could really. This is what 2022, fellas. He still could be sitting down right now.
Yes.
To this day, still on Jello fruit cups in the orange jumper with the flip flops. Still.
Right. Waiting on commissary.
Waiting on commissary. Waiting on commissary. So
sacking people.
I'm telling you, right out in the yard.
In the weight room.
Yep. Right. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
looking like that movie with Adam Sandler in them. But it's like, I'm seriously, but it's like these kids, they have to realize everybody needs to be at almost a 10 understanding what you need, as far as a mentor goes, because man, you can't take on this world no matter how much money you got, fellas, and you young. It's easier to make mistakes the more money you have when you're young.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's way easier to make more mistakes when you got bread.
And we're not getting second chances.
Nah.
We're not getting second chances. So,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Great point. We are on to our next topic, you guys. And if you're joining us for the very first time, I'm your host, Coach Terrence Wood. To the far right, we got the one that knows all the answers to your questions. That is Q, the guru. And then in the middle, we have college football legend Michael Bishop, Kansas State Hall of Famer, and just an amazing person. Coaching background too, which is big. Now we're getting into our next topic, you guys, and Mike, this is right up your alley. We work with athletes before you go pro. We have some athletes that are watching that go the JC route. So talk to us a little bit, man, about the JC opportunity. Obviously, you made it work for you, but do you think that it's something that more athletes need to pay attention to?
Well, for me, now that I'm older and I can reflect on all this, I would say that if you have an opportunity to go JUCO, I would say do it because you have 2 years to, number one, get your mind right, get your body right. You got 2 years to understand football and what you're there for. You got 2 years to understand what it is and what it means to be on a college campus. It may be a smaller setting, but you can get all that within those 2 years.
Yeah.
In JUCO, a lot of people knock JUCO, but JUCO has some of the best players in America because for some reason or another, they didn't get to go straight into D1. So I look at JUCO now, some of the kids I talk to now, I tell them, do you want to go to, everybody wants to go D1. Everybody wants to be on that roster. But if you can go 2 years and get bigger, stronger, faster, smarter, and play football than going and sitting out at a university for 2 years, get red shirt, now you get gray shirt, or you walk on and you make the team. But if you can go and play JUCO right now, I say go do it, because for me it worked out great. I had some great teammates. Shout out to Willie Fritz and Jeff Conway, two guys that brought me in and gave me an opportunity, and it panned out for me. We won 2 national championships back to back. Had some great teammates on the field, off the field, guys that I still talk to this day. So I know that the JUCO route works. It's been proven, and you got a lot of people don't know it, but there's a lot of guys that play in the National Football League that went JUCO route as well.
A ton, absolutely.
So, yes. So for me, it's a blessing, because you get opportunity to go play ball now compared to going to sit for 2 or 3 years and playing 1 year at a Division I because you had All-Americans in front of you. So
yeah,
I say it's a plus for the kids that go. Now it could turn the other way too. Just if you don't apply yourself and you don't understand your purpose and why you're here, then that can easily go the wrong way for you as well.
No, that's all great points right there, and that's facts. And when we look at some of those superstars, here's some of them right here: the Aaron Rodgers, the Keyshawn Johnsons. Q, talk to me a little bit. I know you went straight from high school to KU,
right.
But when you were in college, did you see some JC dogs? Did you respect the cats that were coming out of junior college?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's sometimes it's a situation where some kids, man, they're really a 4 or 5 star talent. They just need to mature. Maybe they needed to, maybe they got a little bit too low in regards to the standardized test, ACT, SAT, and needed to go that route. But make no mistake, fellas, JUCO is definitely an effective way to get to where you want to go. As you can see, this man on the show with us tonight, pure killer. I mentioned Cam. You saw, Aaron Rodgers and these other guys where, they went in, they knew what they needed to do, they got it done, and they went on to Division I and stayed the course.
Yeah, no, big time, man. So some of you guys that are watching this live, or maybe you're going to watch it recorded, if you're looking at the junior college route, don't just cast it aside, because it could be the route that you need to go. So definitely appreciate you fellas for sharing that. We're on to our next topic, you guys. And in the locker room, we hit it hard, we go fast, and we get in and let you guys know what you need to know and go on to the next topic. So this one is one that you guys, I really wanted your opinion, because you guys are football lifers. You've been around every side of it. And I wanted to know, you guys have been on the bad teams and the good teams. Is it coaching, or is it talent, or is it luck? And which one would you guys say for the best teams you've been on? You said 2 championships, at Bled. So for the best teams you guys have been on, Q, we'll start with you, man. Is it talent? Is it coaching, or is it luck?
I tell you what, sometimes luck comes into play, but to me, you need, especially now, you need the horses, but you have to have the coaching. So you can't survive just talent with no coaching either. Mike, I'm sure you can agree with me when you just to give you all the rundown for K-State. Now listen to their staff. Listen to this real quick. You not only had Coach Snyder, who's a legend in and of itself, up there with the top coaches of all time, Coach Bowden on that list. You got Mark Mangino, I believe was an old coordinator, pure guru, took Kansas out the ashes and took them to the top. Okay, my alma mater. And then you got both of the Stoops brothers as well. So you got Coach Snyder, Coach Mangino, and both of the Stoops. Those type of staffs on top of the talent, luck is irrelevant.
Yes,
that's a good point. What do you think, Mike? If you had to rank the 3, man, coaching, talent, luck, for a championship, how does that all flow together? How would you rank that?
Well, you got to go with coaching first, because that's where it starts at. You got to have somebody that, well, number one, coach has to be able to relate to his players. If you can't relate to your players, you're out of there from the jump. And I think, you got the right coaches in the right position at the right time, because those coaches got to go into those homes and get those kids. Sometimes you got to go get a kid out the gutter, right? So if you ain't never been in that gutter, you can't go get that kid out the gutter. If you ain't never been in the gutter, then you better have somebody on your staff that have been in the gutter that would go in the gutter with you to go get that kid.
True.
Talent. Everybody knows, if you ain't got the talent, you're not gonna make it. If you got the work ethic and you got a little bit of talent, then we can turn that on. We can get you to that level.
Right.
Luck. Me personally, I don't believe in luck because if there was luck, I think everybody would make it to the NFL. Everybody would make it to the NBA. Everybody would make it to the WNBA.
Right.
So I think that when you talk about luck, luck is for me is let's get from point A to point B and let's play the game. That's luck because there's so many dangerous things that can happen when you're traveling the roads going to different arenas. But for me, coaching has to be top notch. The top notch programs have great coaches, but not only great coaches, they have great guys that understand their players. And if you understand your player, then your player will understand you, and there will be no friction in between. Then you can go out and your talent, you elevate your talent. That's when you run through a brick wall for a coach because you know that it's a player coach. And you got a player coach. If you get a player coach, then you know what time it is. Let's go to war.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Wow.
Facts. I like actually, the comment that you made, Seven, about these coaches understanding sometimes you got to go to the gutter to go get the talent, man.
Yeah.
I remember it was a clip. You all can look it up when you get a chance on time on YouTube. And this was back when Reggie Bush and Matt Lyon and all those guys were making noise out of USC. And you see Coach, in Inglewood, in the middle of a set full of Crips.
Coach Carroll.
Coach Carroll. Remember that? Walking down the street at night, no bodyguards, and he's getting escorted by some Crips. And they say right on camera, hey, this is our coach because he's giving our kids a chance.
Right.
Wow.
Because he's going into our hood, which some police won't even go in to come in here to give our boys a chance to go to school, education, and play ball. So coaching is always going to be at the top.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. There you go, you guys. So, hey, you guys are hearing it from some people that been in the trenches on the bad teams and on the good teams. And, it's all big, that talent, that coaching. Mike says ain't no luck involved, man. You got the talent, you got the coaches. You're gonna be where you need to be. So there you go. So we are on to our next portion of the show, and this is the one. This is the one that many come to see. And if you are joining us live, you came at the right time, baby, because it is the lightning round where it all goes down. And this is our version, our locker room version of word association, where we bring in the best in the industry and we ask them the things that you want to ask them. And they got to say, you guys, whatever comes to their mind first. And sometimes it's funny. Sometimes we got to hit the beat button, but it goes down in the locker room. So we're going to take Mike, Big Dog, through the locker room, lightning round show. And you got 60 seconds, Mike, to get through as many as you can. I think I got a nice list. I think we got a nice list. And then the cool thing, man, is this ain't just for fun. This ain't practice. This is actually got a reward attached to it. So right before, he said he get competitive on us, y'all. Already. He was in the Heisman run, so he get competitive. So the number's 12, Mike. If you can get 12 or more, then it's a hotel night and a dinner on us right there in Texas, where you're from. You take whoever you want. Now, I know you play in the NFL, so we ain't going NFL dinner on us. we got you taken care of. So, all right, let's get into it.
Hey, Seven. Hey, you in the gun? 5 wide and 60 seconds, bro. That's all we got.
Let's go.
Let me get my stopwatch ready. The competitor that came out. Let me reset that baby. Now they accuse me of cheating, so it's at 0. You see at 0. All right. You ready, Big Dog?
Let's go.
All right. Number 1, Bill Snyder. Go.
Great coach.
Jamarcus Russell.
NFL bust.
Russell Wilson.
Sierra.
Tom Brady.
GOAT.
Best defensive player you played against.
Ray Lewis.
Swim with sharks or run with the bulls?
I'm running with the Bulls. I can't swim.
Meanest opposing crowd.
I didn't say that again.
Meanest opposing crowd. Opponent
Nebraska.
crowd.
Nebraska.
Sure.
Jamie Foxx.
Cousin.
Go fishing or go deer hunting? 47 seconds.
Fishing.
Best wide receiver you played with?
Darnell McDonald.
Michael Vick.
Fast.
Time right there. And let's see what we got. We got
Count
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to revisit a couple of these. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got the 10. So next time.
He want to reach out.
He said his mic wasn't working. His helmet mic.
Hey, I wasn't getting the questions fast enough, so we got to redo that.
There you go. see? In Kansas State fashion, he goes.
See, they told me that you was gonna hold that clock. So, come on,
AT, look, he's sitting up and tapping on the head. Look, he's screaming up at the box like, man, what y'all doing?
Yeah, give it to me. Come on with it.
There you go. Okay, so we'll give him one more. You got to, what is that, 10? We got 11. Okay, so you went short on the Michael Vick. We'll give you the Michael Vick. But let's revisit a couple of these. He says go fishing over the deer hunting. He says even though he likes going fishing, he ain't swimming. So, he's running with the Bulls. And then he says best wide receiver, Darnell McDonald. That's not going to cause any issues with the Lockett family, is it?
Man.
Oh, you know what? Hey, it's not because the Lockett family knows Darnell. They understand Darnell. If I hadn't said Darnell was going to call me and get on to me. So
you covering your back. Yeah. You got that right there.
Yes.
And then what many don't know, but obviously I did my research, Jamie Foxx, your cousin, right? First cousin?
Yes.
That's big, man. That's big. Have you ever had a chance to meet with him in person or spend time?
I actually we were when I was playing in the CFL. He actually came. They had the film festival in Toronto, so I got a chance to hang out with him for a little bit up there. So yeah.
That's dope.
Nice.
That's dope. I did not know that.
That's nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, dude, pleasure having you on. We got one last section of the show. That's our Q&A section. I got one lined up for you. But if you guys are joining us live, I see we have a bunch of people with us live. You got a question for the legend Mike Bishop, then just go ahead and put it in the chat, and we'll make sure to check the comments and see what you guys got. So if you have a question for Mike, you got a question for me, Q, then go ahead. This is your time. Put it in the chat. But I have one for you, Mike, and we have a lot of quarterbacks that are a part of our organization. You know, before you go pro, it's somewhat of a fraternity. And we've got a young man at Ole Miss, a young man at UMass. What would be your advice to a young man that's trying to break through as a starter at a college level or maybe get his shot in the NFL, a quarterback? What would be maybe one or two things that you would tell him to really dial in on?
A young man trying to get his opportunity, I'm going to tell him that, you are who you are. There's nothing they can do there's nothing they can do to stop who you are. So if you love your craft and you work on your craft, there's going to be a lot of no's, but you just need one yes. Your family always going to have your back. Your friends will always have your back. So the people that you trust and that trust you, hold on to them, because it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Not everybody's going to get that yes. But if you get that yes, then there's a million eyes on you. So regardless of what you're doing, make sure that you're doing it where you have no regrets. Because if you make it and you get that shot, just think about the ones who didn't get that shot. So now you actually have a brand yourself. And that brand is everybody who's watching you and everybody who want to see you do great when you get that opportunity. A lot of times, a lot of us get that opportunity and we don't protect that opportunity. And then all of a sudden, we find ourselves looking for another gig, right? So for a young guy, man, you can play. We've been doing this our whole life. We know what we got. We know what we bring to the table. We just need one person in that organization to say, you know what, I love that kid. I want to bring that kid in. And if you get in, know that in the back of your mind, you got to know that there's 12,000 that's not getting in. So if you're that chosen one, protect that, honor that, and know that you're not only fighting for yourself and your family, you're fighting for all the other ones that didn't get opportunity. And it's all about that opportunity. So if you get it, and I said I don't believe in luck. I think everything happens for a reason. And if you get that, know that we are dependent on you. So that's a lot of pressure. But you've been doing this all your life. You can handle that pressure.
I love it. I love it. It speaks to the confidence, and really trusting yourself. We got a question right here from
Dave Watts.
From Dave Watts. And Dave, we see you, brother. This is somebody that's a dear friend. Before You Go Pro, has an amazing consulting company for student athletes, played at Cal Berkeley himself. He says, Mike, what was your response to NFL personnel when they suggested you switch positions to wide receiver?
Well, I got a funny story on that because I was able to play varsity in my high school in Willis, Texas. And when I came in, they put me at receiver. We had at that time, he was a junior quarterback. So I played receiver. So I can honestly say I'd already been prepped for that because I seen it early. But as I started to play and started to become the person that I ended up being on the playing field, for me, when they brought that to me, my mind and my heart, I knew I could play quarterback. My mind and my heart, I knew I was better than. And I said, to the guy's face, everybody that was drafted ahead of me, I knew that I brought more to the table. I knew that I had more energy. I knew I had more heart. I knew I had, winning competitive edge. I knew that. So when people came to me and said, what about safety? What about receiver? Yeah, I can do it. I'm an athlete. But I'm a quarterback as well. I'm a quarterback before any of that. And so me personally, I didn't let anybody deter me from that point in high school to tell me that I couldn't do it because, I dreamed about this my whole life. At 7 years old, I knew I wanted to go to the NFL. 7 years old, I knew I wanted to be a quarterback. And like I say, everything that happened for me, I know happened for a reason. So you can't tell me what God put in me that you want me to change.
Thanks.
And so I stood by that. And that's why, I play with a chip on my shoulder. I play with passion. I play with love. I play with everything that every young African-American QB that has ever been asked to switch positions. I play with all that on my shoulders. Yeah. And that's why I try to deliver what I delivered week in and week out because I knew that somewhere in this universe, somebody was going to ask me that. And so I was ready for it. Like, I play quarterback. I play quarterback. Check my resume. I play quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Seven, when you look back, and I guess what kind of, well, at least it bothers me, I guess, because me and Coach T talk all the time about just how the game has evolved. And look what's so funny about it. You look at you. Hines Ward was a quarterback.
Yes.
Randall L was a quarterback. So when you look at you boys and you look at the quarterbacks now, you were just ahead of your time.
Yes.
Because you boys are the prototype quarterback now.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy because I was talking to a friend of mine and basically we was talking about the whole NIL deal. And he was like, "Man, if you was coming out right now," and I told him, I said, "You know what? If I was coming out right now, I'd be a billionaire." I said, because I knew what I brought to the table. And if I was getting an opportunity like some of these guys getting right now, I knew. But to me, it's not about the money. But, just hindsight 22, I knew what I would have received if I was coming out right now. It's tough. It's difficult, but at the same time, I
and you probably would have had schools trying to poach you from Kansas State.
Getting that.
After that 97 season, there might have been a couple of duffel bags on your front door.
Absolutely.
So coming by your mama, I was like, we got a gift for Mike.
Yeah, yes.
And we do have another question.
I tell you what, I like that comment, but I can guarantee I'm out. I lost my mom in 06, but I can tell you right now, I know if somebody brought that duffel bag by the front door, she would have returned it back to him. She wouldn't take anything.
That's that generation, though.
Yes,
That's that generation.
There you go. We got one more, Mike, before we let you go. And I know you don't want to throw any teams under the bus, but I know why this parent is asking this, because he's got a son that's a quarterback and he's evaluating some schools right now. You said Nebraska was the worst crowd, but who was the weakest crowd? Who did you run over? Who was quiet when the Wildcats were in the house?
I'll tell you, my first game playing for K-State, and it was crazy because I remember like yesterday, first game that I'm starting quarterback. Coach Snyder told me at like 2 a.m. I was going to start. And me and Jonathan Beasley was roommates, and so Beasley had been there, so and I knew I had did enough to get some playing time. But when I was told I was going to start, we go against Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois at that time, my first game for K-State. I mean, when I came out the locker room, I was dressed ugly, on the turf. I had sleeves on, all that. But that crowd, they talked about me so bad about,
Really?
Because I was dressed ugly that game because I didn't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything they gave me, I put it on. So stuff that I never wore in my entire life, I put it on, sleeves and all that. But that game, I remember coming to the sideline after warm-ups, and there was a guy from Northern Illinois. He told me, he was like, "Hey man, this ain't JUCO. Look how you dress. You're not ready to play no ball." 77 points later.
Ooh.
77 points later, 5 touchdowns. I remember walking back over to that same guy, and I said, I might dress ugly. I said, but I didn't play ugly like dinner. So, but that crowd at that time, and they had the whole student body, like they ate us up until the tides turned, and then they was quiet. I mean, that third quarter, it was nothing from there. So I'm looking around like, y'all, come on, keep this, talk to me.
Keep
Talk
that
to
same
me.
energy, right?
Give me that energy. So and it's not a knock against Northern Illinois at that time, but for me, that was the first time that I experienced a crowd so rowdy and see them get up out of that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will agree with you though, T. I know you gotta admit it. I will say this. I don't care what, man. The first time you rolling in the Lincoln, boy, that back then, that was an experience, boy.
Yeah.
Like, man, that was like you walking in the Coliseum in Rome, boy.
Well, they set you up.
And when you guys played, it was everything on the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
They set you up good because they make you walk. I know when we came to the business, like we had to walk through the crowd. And so, of course, they clap and say, "Hey, thank you for coming out." Okay, the game haven't even started yet. We just got off the bus. What's going on? So, tough place. Tough place.
Yeah, but back then they knew whoever was going to win that game is going to win the conference.
Absolutely. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So,
man, and we got the great Jimmy Rucker with us. He says Bishop was great to watch, and Bill Snyder doesn't get the credit he deserves. And you're definitely right there. That is facts. So, hey, you guys, I know you enjoyed tonight's show. We knew it was going to be special. This isn't an easy man to get, but he's blessed us with his presence tonight, and welcome anytime. Mike, thank you for joining us on the Locker Room Show, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you guys for having me. And like I said, you have my information. I mean, I'd love to come back on anytime. You just reach out to me, and I'm there. Because I'm gonna get that 12. I think you got me, but let's keep that.
He's still on it. See? That's the dude you need in the huddle, though.
He done thrown the red flag on us, and we're gonna have to go to the film. We're gonna go to the film on that. So no, we appreciate you, big dog, and keep doing your thing. Stay healthy, man. Much love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to. Let me give a quick shout out one time. Yeah, so I'm the head football coach at Legacy School of Sports Science. We have a great program. If you don't know anything about it, look us up, researchers. We're a team on the rise in all sports: basketball, football, volleyball, soccer, everything. Anything you need. If you're in the area and you want to be treated right and you want to be around some great human beings and some former collegiate and pro athletes coaching and leading your kids, Legacy School of Sports Science, 2727 Spring Creek Drive, Spring, Texas. That's where it's at. And if you don't know about it, if you don't, state championship, so we're going for another one.
Yes, sir.
This year, we got some great kids. Shout out to my student athletes. We're going to keep working. And when you look up and you see and you hear about Legacy School of Sports Science, you're going to say, Bishop told me about it.
You heard it here first.
Hey man, right there, you heard it here first. And shoot, I got the goosebumps. I'm gonna see my eligibility. Shoot, I'm gonna come line up. So hey,
I'm gonna go check you out though.
Yeah, so there you go, man. Follow a leader. Legacy Sports Science High School. How should they reach out to you? Are you on Instagram? Email?
Yes. Instagram is Michael Bishop 07. Instagram. My Twitter is Michael Bishop 7. Facebook is just regular Michael Bishop. Anything that you guys want to reach out, ask questions, dedicate money to our program, donate money to our program. We take it all. So we're a program on the rise. So we love the support, and we're gonna put out a good product. So like I said, if you hadn't heard about us, check us out. This is gonna be year four going into the school for the existence. Kerry Brown, Reggie Brown. Shout out to Texas A&M for those two guys, basketball and football. Reggie Brown played for the first-round draft pick, Detroit Lions linebacker. So we have some great people. We have some great people in the building. We have some great leaders. Mr. Ralph Butler, the principal. So we got people lined up that support our kids, that's for our kids, and all about doing the right thing, on and off the field. Wow. Check us out.
Well, hey, man, that's big. Hey, the passion is there. If you in Texas, you're looking for somewhere to place your son, and you want him to be taken care of right, then you got to holler at Mr. Michael Bishop. So, hey, brother, thank you. Keep up the great work, and we're going to see you back on the show for round 2.
Yes, sir. I'm ready, and I'm waiting.
All right.
Don't forget about me, because I want a challenge.
All right. So there you guys have it, and we got a bunch of people. Legacy. I see Erica Henderson. You got all your family in here, man. So Benny Reed, Taika, man, keep up the great work, and we'll see you at the top, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Sam.
All right, you guys. So hey, man, Q. With Mike, and he brought the house down, man. So any thoughts or anything you want to say to the audience before we get out of here?
You know what? No, just appreciate y'all, coming and sitting down in the locker room with us. Make sure you hit that button for that algorithm. Tell your family, friends, coaches, your young athletes in the community to come check us out. We got another good one coming next week as far as the show. And look forward to us sitting down in the locker room with y'all and getting some more good talks in next week.
Yeah, you guys, we're going to bring the industry to you. And this is only football, you guys. So this is specifically for you players, you parents, you coaches that want to learn about this industry. And we're going to bring you the best. So join us every Thursday. Hit the button. Like we said, the subscribe button is right there at the bottom. That's going to pump us up on the algorithms where we can build this community together, this show together. And it will also alert you whenever we have a new show that's just for you. So we are signing off. I'm Coach Terrence Wood, and that is Q the Guru. We will see you at the top. Have a good one.